Spencer Dinwiddie on the move, guys. So the Hawks and Nets have touched base on a potential Spencer Dinwiddie move, according to Ian Bagley of Sportsnet New York. Atlanta have touched earlier this season about a deal involving Spencer Dinwiddie. Atlanta's interest presumably is based on what they would look for if they moved DeJounte Murray. So this is basically, oh, we're gonna move DeJounte Murray. Okay, let's go ahead and maybe find a guy we can replace him with. Now, the Brooklyn Nets, if they were moving Spencer Dinwiddie, who a guy that they actually have talked extension with, and they believe he's a big part of their culture. He's making 20 million this year. I don't think he makes 20 million next year. I think he probably signs like a 4-year, $60 million deal, paying him $15 million a year. Now, if you're the Hawks, what are you going to send there? For me, DeAndre Hunter, if you're really trying to get off that money, could be the guy that they send. Another guy that they could look to move is Patty Mills, packaged with whatever they got back for DeJounte Murray. So let's say if they got like D'Angelo Russell, okay, Patty Mills and D'Angelo Russell to the Nets, okay, or they could do AJ Griffin, Patty Mills. That's where it gets tough, because if I do Patty Mills and AJ Griffin and Clint Capella, I would personally want back from the Brooklyn Nets at that point, because Spencer Dinwiddie is making 10. I would do, if you send me Nick Claxton and Spencer Dinwiddie, I'd send you AJ Griffin, Patty Mills, and Clint Capella. Now, is that a deal the Nets want? Who knows? But what's your guys' thoughts? The Brooklyn Nets. Shout out Jacques Vaughn. Got my Kansas Jayhawks stuff here, but drink water, ladies and gentlemen. Stay hydrated. They're an interesting team, and shout out Mike Scott, a link in the description. With the teams across the league looking for really good, scrappy 3-and-D wing archetypes and, just point guard depth in general, the Brooklyn Nets are going to be a team people are going to be calling up Sean Marks. Hey, baby, what's going on? Who you got to trade? What's you want for a deal? And they got several of those guys. Let's start with Spencer Dinwiddie, who's become the third net in franchise history with 1,500 or more assists and 500 or more threes, joining Jason Kidd and Vince Carter among names, that are like good old names. And Spencer Dinwiddie is somebody to keep watch for. Spencer Dinwiddie this season so far has not been, bad, nor has he been setting the world on fire. He's been playing 31 minutes a night, averaging just under 15 points, 40% from the field on the dot, 35.8% from three on about 6 attempts a game, grabs 4 rebounds, dishes out 6.5 assists. And the thing with Spencer Dinwiddie, he's not a bad basketball player. I've always been a fan of Spencer Dinwiddie ever since he came there. He's about 6'5", and he's a guy who he plays obviously with a lot of grit. He's a good playmaker. He can get to the rim with the best of him, and he finds shooters, okay? He's a guy, when he gets hot, he's tough to stop, and he's going to go 110 every time he's out there. He's shown he can be clutch, and he's not afraid of big moments. He's really a great guy to be off the bench for a championship team. Good for a starter for, an average playoff team. 3-point shot is a little shaky, but it's good. And the one thing with him is he isn't the greatest, defender in the world, but he can do stuff. So I think he's a guy that teams, that need some guard depth, I would think would want him. And Dinwiddie's probably going to be moved on as he's an upcoming unrestricted free agent. And Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, and Ben Simmons are more core members, with Cam Thomas and Lonnie Walker seeming like they're going to be the guys complementing the future. And it seems more and more that it's going to be, Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Dinwiddie has been referenced as a guy part of the core, but he just seems like maybe they're just doing it nice. Dorian Finney-Smith and Royce O'Neal, though, are more likely to be traded. Dorian Finney-Smith at this point is, he's been having a great Smith season. He's like a guy who's the prototypical 3-and-D wing. He's a tireless defender, like all defensive team level defender. Okay, and the crazy thing is he's having basically one of the best seasons of his career in terms of rebounds, in terms of scoring, efficiency, basically everything. And he's not even playing the most minutes of his career, and he's guards the best star player every night. He's a low maintenance guy, great catch and shoot guy. He's someone who will back up his teammates, and he doesn't really need the ball in his hands. So I really like him. And then you got yourself Royce O'Neal, who everybody knows me. I love me some Royce O'Neal. And Royce O'Neal this season, he's playing about the same minutes as he did last year. He's averaging an 8, 5, and 3. He's been a guy who's basically been averaging 8, 5, and 3 for the last 5 years. He's added up to 7 assists one season. He shoots about 40% from 3, shoots about 38% from the field right now, but he's primarily a a 3-point shooter. So his field goal percentage looks bad, but he's really not. His true shooting's better, and he's just disruptive. He can guard all 5 positions. He's usually matched up against the opposing team's best defenders, and he holds his own, and he doesn't, give anything bad offensively. So from what we're hearing is that Finney Smith has interest from several playoff teams, including the Dallas Mavericks, Miami Heat, Sixers, Grizzlies, and the thing is that Finney Smith is signed through the 24-25 season, and he has a $15.3 million player option, which is something that the Nets have continued to have a high asking price, with the equivalent of 2 first-round picks if they traded him, with the hope that asking price will drop before the deadline, while they just want 1 protected first-round pick for O'Neal, who's an upcoming free agent, while people are monitoring Nick Claxton if they're going to keep him, because right now Jared Allen makes 20, Nurkic makes 17.5, Pirtle makes 19.5, Brook Lopez 24, DeAndre Ayton makes 33.2. Claxton's projected to earn over $20 million a year, and he's viewed as a core person. And the other guy is Ben Simmons that you need to keep an eye on, but primarily Royce O'Neal and our man Dorian Finney-Smith are the 3 guys to watch. So, Brooklyn Nets potential trade candidates, So Brooklyn Nets might trade who? Spencer Dinwiddie, Royce O'Neal, and Dorian Finney-Smith. So let me hear your guys' thoughts if you guys agree with that or not. If not, just let me know why. But that's basically gonna be it. I have nothing else to say. Thanks, guys. Love you, every single one of you. Bye.